Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole with an H and it's by user throwawayfat2024. Am I the a-hole? My wife wants me to stop going to the gym because a coworker hit on me. My wife, 35 female, does not feel comfortable with me, 40 male, working out and going to the gym anymore and is suggesting I quit. I've always been slightly overweight in my 20s and 30s and really let go during the pandemic and gained a lot of weight. It started bothering me and hence last January I'd joined a local gym and hired a personal trainer. I lost most of the excess weight and the trainer also helped me gain muscle. I love going to the gym now and working out 3 to 4 times a week. My wife of course loved my dedication and I sometimes found her staring at me when I was changing, which was cute. Overall, my confidence improved and I also started dressing nicely and everything just fit right. I had a situation happen to me in the summer at my workplace. My wife's friend Barb also works in my company. One of the girls in my company, Jenny, late 20s female, from a different department, started becoming very friendly with me, started joining me for lunches and slacking me through the day about random topics. I would be busy and tried to be polite and ignore her. However, things got weird when she got a hold of my phone number, which only my manager knows in the office, and started messaging me after hours. I immediately drew a line and told her it was not acceptable and only talk to me via company messenger as I do not talk to work colleagues on my personal phone. I also started ignoring her after that, except for a polite hello when we came face to face. My wife asked me to report her to HR, but I did not because she never messaged me about anything inappropriate. My wife checked with her friend Barb and she told my wife that Jenny and her friends were discussing my weight loss and how I have completely changed the way I dress. Again, I ignored it as I am not sure this was raised enough to be reported to HR. The day before yesterday, during our Christmas party, Jenny approached me twice and asked me to join her on the dance floor. I declined and just went about my way. By the end of the night, she came to me, started dancing suggestively in front of me and did something highly inappropriate. I was shocked and fell back, spilling my drink on myself. Jenny's manager swooped in and told me she had too much to drink and I never saw Jenny again at the party. When I reached home, my wife had already heard about the incident from Barb. She was crying and was angry at me. She blamed me for not reporting Jenny to HR when she had told me to. She also said I was drunk, which I was not and I had only 3 drinks during a 3-hour party, and stank like whiskey. After I calmed her down, she asked me to shower and rest. She apologized before sleeping but told me she felt very violated by Jenny's actions and I promised her I would meet with my manager and HR as soon as the office opened again, which is after New Year's. In the morning, I woke up and started getting ready to go to the gym and my wife asked me if I could not go to the gym. I said okay and we both cooked a nice breakfast and had fun family time with our toddler. Afterward, my wife asked me if I could hold off going to the gym for a while. She told me that she feels insecure when other women look at me and yesterday was a deal breaker. We never had any similar issues in the 11 years of our marriage. She loved me just the way I was and did not care if I became muscular. She told me that the purpose of the gym was to lose weight and I have already achieved it, so I can just maintain where I am and not work out further. Upon further probing, she told me that my losing weight had been a hot topic among her friends group and she had a fallout with one of her friends because she made some sexual comments about me. All of this is making her very anxious. On one hand, I love working out now for the first time in my life. It makes me feel confident. On the other hand, I want my wife to be happy and this is a very small price to pay in my books. I know she is being insecure and controlling, but I love her and the life we have built together, and all I want to do is see her being comfortable and happy. I am holding off going to the gym till New Year's and enjoying the holidays with my family. However, am I the a-hole to want to continue after that? How do I convince my wife not to be insecure? I know there is no switch. And what have people in this situation have done? Well, OP, first of all, no, I don't think you would be the a-hole if you would want to continue working out. It is something that you enjoy and you're not doing it with malicious intent or you're not doing it to become a peacock or anything like that. You're doing it for you. And really, I don't think you not going to the gym is going to solve any issues. Her insecurities are still going to be there and you're not going to be as happy. So that cannot be good for the relationship. Now, one thing about your wife, sure, she's being a little bit insecure and controlling, which is not a good thing, but the one good thing is that she acknowledges that she is insecure. Now, I'm sure that thing with the friend did not help, but you mentioned they'd had a fallout, so I'm pretty sure that relationship is over. Good for her. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. I don't think you can actually tell your wife you shouldn't be insecure. That's not gonna help. That is something that she and you both could work at. And to do that, there's things you guys could do together. Like instead of going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, go 2 times a week as an example, and the other days do stuff with your wife that is physical. That way, you get what you need from the physical workout and you do it together, which actually helps you build the relationship stronger. Additionally to this, maybe your wife does need a little bit of professional help to work through her insecurities. And regarding Jenny, I agreed that you didn't have anything to kind of like build a case against her to go to HR, but the party was the tipping point. What she did there was absolutely inappropriate, and now you should be able to go to HR and address it. And if for some strange and weird reason they dismiss your claim, you can at least say, look, okay, fine, but at least I want to have it in a report or have it on the record that I am uncomfortable with the way that Jenny is behaving towards me. Because this can also help you in the case that Jenny does even something more stupid, that she cannot turn the narrative against you. And what do you guys think about OP's situation? What is your judgment and how would you go about it? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. RGW Fun says, not the a-hole. Your wife needs to deal with her insecurities in a way that does not control your bodily autonomy. You're not doing anything wrong, you're not having an affair, and you can't control how others see you. Since you've struggled with weight for a long time, I'm guessing you have maybe a little less self-esteem than the average guy. Tell your wife you love her and honor her feelings, but this isn't right. Working out is good for you long term and not just for weight loss, and there are better ways for her to manage her anxieties. Do not, under any circumstances, allow these feelings to turn into limitations on taking good care of yourself. Besides, we both know how it is. Once you're committed to someone, it doesn't really matter if other women make eyes. Beardsley Big Brain says, not the a-hole. It's not your fault you are being objectified because of your body. That's on others and not you. You have done nothing wrong. You didn't cheat, and for some reason, you think you can be an a-hole? Nope. I wonder how this post would go if the genders were reversed and a woman was working out to look and feel great and her husband said, stop working out because other guys might hit on you. Ambisto Matigrinum says, not the a-hole. I feel for your wife. It sounds like you have a toddler, so her body and her relationship with it has changed a lot recently. It's understandable and not uncommon for her to be feeling more vulnerable and insecure right now. But that's the problem, not your fitness. And what she's asking, when we break it down, is for you to give up something that is improving your physical and mental health so she doesn't have to work on her own mental health. That just doesn't make sense. Reassure her, make sure she feels loved, wanted, and attractive. But don't stop going to the gym and heavily encourage her to look into therapy, a support group, or something similar. I would also recommend keeping her in the loop about how things go with HR. While I agree you didn't need to take action before because it didn't reach the threshold, it now absolutely has, and it will probably help her to know that you're taking that concern seriously. Additional information from OP's comments. My wife is not overweight. She is one of those high metabolism people who can eat anything and still stay in shape. I, on the other hand, can look at a donut and gain 1 pound. Still, I am sure she would love to go to the gym. The thing is, both of our careers are very demanding, and she says she would rather spend free time with our child. I have to wake up really early to go to the gym so that I can spend whatever free time I have in the evening with them. I also wish I was the first one to tell my wife after the incident and not Barb. I don't know if she embellished any facts while telling her what happened. I didn't know about her friends' comments and issues until yesterday when she told me. It is really weird, and my guy friends do not talk inappropriately about our wives. Not sure if this is something that is common among female friends. Now, about the dancing incident with Jenny, I think it was between 15 and 30 seconds of her dancing. I noticed she was there and super drunk, and everyone was staring at us. And I immediately turned my back to her and faced my teammates to try and ignore her. Also, the HR person was literally standing 15 feet from where the incident happened. So I don't know if things will be already taken care of before I go back after New Year's. However, as you know, it's different with me being a man, as mostly everyone around just chuckled at how drunk she was. Finally, I am almost sure that everyone who is saying my wife is insecure and I should quit is either not married or should not get married. In marriage, I am sure people deal with these situations and work together to find a solution. It does not matter who is insecure or who is a problem. For context, I've been happily married for 11 years. My family is everything to me. I also understand where her insecurity is coming from, as another girl physically crossed a very important boundary with me 2 nights ago. I want to give her time to work out her emotions before even considering the next steps. Okay, well, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole, and they had some pretty decent advice and judgment for him, and also it sounds from additional context that OP is a pretty level-headed individual. Good for him. So now it's time to move on to the update to see what happened next. But before that, if you're enjoying this video or not, you can always click the like or dislike button. Any kind of engagement helps, even an emoji in the comment section. Those are cool. And finally, if you're still thinking about subscribing to my channel, just go ahead and do it. Click that subscribe button and you'll feel right at home. Now, let's get on with that update. To be honest, after reading the comments during the first few hours or so, I realized I was the a-hole for posting about my wife's reaction in such a sensitive situation. I just wanted to get perspectives from people in a comparable situation. However, I just had the internet judge her when she was at her most vulnerable. I tried to defend her in the comments section, but things got out of hand quickly, and I decided to just stop reading the comments for a while and plan my day. I wanted to thank a lot of people who pointed out that her insecurity may be stemming from me not showing her that she is the most important person to me. So I cooked her a nice dinner and I asked her after dinner if I had been ignoring her due to the gym or if I had given her any reason to mistrust me. According to her, I have been fine, but she has been having issues for many months now. She said she was proud of what I had achieved, and initially she used to feel good when everyone complimented me. However, she did start getting insecure when I started receiving more female attention. She also felt I was enjoying it and didn't put enough boundaries. Her examples were that a lot of my female friends were complimenting my body and getting handsy, like pressing my arms and hugging excessively, and I didn't stop that. She also said that she caught some of her friends talking to me in a very flirty way, but I just kept on being polite and continued talking as normal. Also, she didn't like her friends talking about me or asking her constantly if I was going to come to the get-togethers. When one of her friends expressed some pretty disgusting thoughts to another friend in private, she came to know that there was a big fight in their group. Some of her friends also cut contact with that friend. Overall, she has been struggling with these thoughts for the last 6 months and talks to her therapist about this. She also mentioned that food was an important part of our relationship. She is an amazing cook and loves to bake. Although she still bakes for my kid, she said that I only eat in very small portions when she cooks nice meals for me. It feels as if she is only cooking for herself and has stopped making nice meals. She used to enjoy the fact that I liked her cooking. She also missed the food that I used to cook for her. So we set some ground rules. 1. I won't talk about how I am getting my 180 grams of protein every day. For those who know, no. 2. When she cooks something nice, I will eat it and I will enjoy it. And 3. She can ask me to cook her favorite meals and I must oblige. And of course, she never intended for me to stop going to the gym and was just upset with the whole situation. So that is resolved. Now, Barb is a sweet person and I have known her for many years. She does not have a single malicious bone in her body, and I am sure her actions are coming from a good place. I honestly did not notice the flirting, but I did think it's normal for people to compliment you when you lose weight. I would do the same to my friends. I did notice that my friends, guys and girls, do touch my arm and poke at my abs sometimes. I am of course going to be mindful of it the next time, as I know now my wife feels uncomfortable about it. As for Jenny, the situation is still ongoing. My manager talked to me the day after the incident and told me that she wouldn't take it lightly and had already contacted HR. HR reached out to me yesterday afternoon. To paraphrase their email, it talked about how they want to create a safe workplace, blah blah. Jenny gave a letter of apology to her manager and her manager forwarded to HR. She said that she was offered too many shots and got blackout drunk and does not remember the end of the night. She thanked her manager for taking her to her hotel room safely. She also offered to never drink alcohol at corporate events or during office happy hours. HR set up a meeting with my manager and me after we got back from the break, as they wanted to make sure I was okay. I am just going to tell my side of the story, including the past messages, etc. My wife, whose legal advice I would trust, believes Jenny had already lawyered up. Her apology letter was written by a competent lawyer and she is sure she will have zero recourse in this situation. I will tell them my side, but to be honest, I would just be happy if she gets a warning and I never have to deal with her again. Aha, so Jenny's using the plausible deniability because I was too drunk to know what I was doing excuse. She was offered too many shots? Well, she decided to take them. Nobody put a gun to her head and forced her to drink that alcohol, so it's still her responsibility. So hopefully you get your wish, OP. Regardless if it's a warning or just being fired or whatever happens to Jenny, it doesn't matter. As long as you don't have to deal with her again, but she should learn her lesson. And on that note, here's wishing you and your wife the best in the future, OP. Take care and thank you for sharing. And now let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance and it's by user Mr. Monotone. Transfer me to anyone else, whatever you say ma'am. Or transfer me to anyone else, whatever you say ma'am. Nah, I like my way better. During the summer of 2020, I worked in customer service for an online retailer. It is the worst job I've ever worked. While most people were polite, kind, and understanding, I had to deal with many people who were, often justifiably, upset about a problem with their order. But even then, most people would be sure to say their anger was not directed towards me. Faking sympathy for these people was hard enough, but then there would be people berating me personally, as if I had something to do with whatever problem they were complaining about. One day, the system we used to track people's orders was down. I wouldn't be able to cancel orders, check when the shipping date was, change the shipping address, or anything. The supervisor told us to tell the customers to call back in an hour, at which point the system would hopefully be back up. Again, most people were understanding that there was literally nothing I could do to modify their orders and said they would call back later. This one lady calls me and is upset about something and wants me to cancel her order. I told her I apologized for the inconvenience, but I can't at the moment and that she should call back in an hour. She was not happy with the response. She starts going off about how that is unacceptable, she doesn't have time later to take down her information and do it later once the system is back up, this is horrible customer service, etc. I constantly have calls coming in, so I can't be dealing with her problem at the same time as speaking to another customer. More importantly, my shift was going to be finished in 20 minutes and I sure as hell wasn't waiting around for the system to be back up and doing overtime to cancel this lady's order, especially with her rude, entitled attitude. Eventually, she decided that she had had enough of me and asked to speak with my supervisor. The summer of 2020 was peak COVID, so I was working from home. I explained the situation and said that I couldn't just pass the phone to my supervisor, but what I could do was escalate the issue by putting it in a ticket and a supervisor would call her back in 24 to 48 hours. Of course, this is not good enough for her. She is yelling at me at this point, going on and on about how awful this customer service is, and she is not accepting that there is nothing I can do at the moment. She decides she doesn't want to speak to me anymore and screeches at me to just transfer me to anyone else. I don't care. I don't want to speak to you anymore. I say, okay, just give me a moment. As I'm thinking in my head, did you say anyone? I transfer her to the Spanish customer service line. Well, OP, she did say anyone else y te jodiste a la vieja. Nicely done, OP. Thanks for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.